Good evening, family. Ken Mills here with World Views on Boss Up Houston Network. So tonight is a very special show here. So what we wanted to do today, we wanted to pay homage to two comedy legends in the Houston area and abroad. Now, we have one of them here with us. The other person, we want to send prayers, we want to send love, we want to send shout outs to our comedy OG, L.D. Freeman. Keep your spirits up. World of Comedy 5 Entertainment, as well as Boss Up Houston Network, want to send love and support your way. Now today, we do have a comedy legend in the house. We're going to delve into many topics. We're going to delve into some of these current events. Also, we're going to delve into what they have done now. So just tune in, just hang out with us. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, but when we return, we'll have this comedy legend here on the set. You're now tuned in with World Views with Ken Mills on Boss Up Houston Network.
Wanna be a boss? Let's talk business. Let's talk fashion. Let's talk health, fitness, community, lifestyle, and finance. It's Boss Up Houston, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. It's Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
All right, and we're back. So we're back here now. Like I said, I got a comedy legend here in the building. Now, when I first met this man welcomed me with open arms. I'm talking about this man, number one on my book.
I'm looking for the legend.
Look, chance. I'm getting to it now. So, this man has traveled all around the country and the world doing comedy. He been in it multiple decades. He one of the guys that's highly regarded. I want to bring to you now, Rodney Bigham.
What's up, bro?
What's happening?
Appreciate you, youngster.
Yeah.
This man said many decades. Many?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you think about it, right?
Almost 3.
When you think about it, right?
Yeah, okay. Not many, though.
Yeah, that's many.
That's many sounds... Okay.
You got to take it for what it is.
It is what it is, man.
Because, see, look.
You know what's crazy about it? My career took off so fast that I remember at that time, I think it was Chris Thomas was the mayor of Rap City at the time. And I think he had been doing comedy 10 years. And I was like, 10 years? You ain't made it yet? Are you still in? I was like, and then I remember Jay Prince. Was like, man, sometimes it take people 10 years, right? And, you know, it take a while, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, hey, if I don't hit within 5 years, I'm done. Because the first year I'd already done TV. And then I did TV the next year, you know what I'm saying? So I thought, but then there was no TV for a minute. Then I got a phone call from Tony Spires. And he was like, Rod, I told you if I could do something for you, I would. I said, he said, man, I'm the talent coordinator for Comic View this year. And wow, then I was back on TV again. So, but it was an humbling experience, and I probably needed it. You know what I'm saying?
So, I know it's different from back then, but what was the path for you getting on television?
Man, it was Rushion McDonald and David Rayburn were co-owners of the Hip Hop Comedy Stop. Now, J. Anthony Brown ended up having his hand in it some kind of way later, but at that point, it was Rushion and David. And I couldn't go to the Hip Hop Comedy Stop because David and I had history in the streets. David was might as well just get right into it.
Go on.
David was an undercover officer and I was a drug dealer. And David had arrested me when he busted these females. And I happened to be at the house when he came in. And he later told me that they turned me. He had already busted them and they set me up to come back there and whatever. So I ended up being placed on probation. Didn't do any jail time. I was placed on probation and that was a restraining order against me with David. I couldn't be around David because something that had happened.
Well, what didn't happen? Oh, you okay.
Yeah, okay. David was a little arrogant, you know what I'm saying? And I was young and hot-headed, and he had did something to me in front of my wife at the time, the lady I was married to at the time. And I almost got into a fight right before we got to court. Yeah. I would fight the police officer the hallway or the courthouse because I'm just. It was, so anyway, I had slipped into the Hip Hop Comedy Stop when it was on Cross Timbers just to watch. I slipped in the back. I'm just watching these guys, man. And I was watching Black Prince and Jerry Forward and Thomas Miles at the time, and I was like, man, I was like, I was supposed to be up here, you know what I'm saying? But I knew I couldn't go up there. And I decided I was going to start my own room. So I started a room on the north side of Houston on Kelly. But in mind, we had kind of had a little club. And I had my own little comedy night over there. And Jerry Forward, it was Jerry Forward. Jerry Forward went to a Rushion McDonald. Hey man, there's a dude over here. You gotta go see this dude, right? So Rushion McDonald came to see me. And he said, hey man, I want you to come work my club. And I explained to him that I couldn't come to the club because of the restraining order with David. And he said, don't worry about David, I'll deal with my partner. So he talked to David. David being as cool as he is, was like, whatever man, come on through. So David didn't even remember my face. He remembered the case and my name, but he didn't remember my face. Mm-hmm. So when we saw each other again for the first time, it was almost like that time we saw each other in that house. It was like the scene from New Jack City when Ice-T and Ice Cube, not Ice-T, Wesley Snipes and Ice Cube and Ice-T was looking at each other, you know what I'm saying? We was back on that stare down thing, like how he gonna trip, David was kind of scared. I don't want to say he was afraid of me, but he was just a little leery, because they thought I was some kind of major drug dealer. Anyway, 3 months later, I ended up on Showtime at the Apollo because they had an audition at the Apollo for the Apollo Theater there, and I got picked. So yeah, I went from just doing stand-up, hosting my own little room. 3 months later, I'm on Showtime at the Apollo. Okay. So it wasn't like I had a blueprint and I figured it out or whatever. It was just like, hey man, come over here, do this with us. And the audition came around and everybody was like, just get your feet wet, man. You're probably not gonna get picked this first time. Just your first audition. Just go out here and see what it's about. And I was like, who y'all talking to? I don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to win. You know what I'm saying? I get my feet wet, get the experience. Nah, bruh. They got like 9, 10 spots they've taken, and I'm getting one of those spots. And I'll never forget when they named the winners. There was 3 of us. I was driving the truck down 610. I was running hot shot, and I was on 610 freeway, and I heard them say the winners of the audition for Showtime at the Apollo was Montana Taylor, Calvin Cat Eyes Lowry, and Rodney Bigham. And I pulled on the side of the road, didn't have no cell phone, pulled my brake, ran down the side of the freeway to a payphone, called my mama. Gotta call mama, you finna be on Showtime at the Apollo. This is a legendary Showtime at the Apollo. Mama, I want an audition, I'm gonna be on Showtime at the Apollo. She said, that's good, baby. I hope they don't boo you. You know what I mean? I ain't think about that part. You know?
Right.
Yeah, but nah, man, it was cool. Flew to New York. My homeboy Rodney Hampton was playing for the Giants at the time, so I came in like a star. Was in the limousine. I came in with him, and everybody was like, "Who's the dude, Rodney Hampton, man? Oh, that's Rodney Big." So my name was already here. Steve Harvey was hosting, and I did something that night. I did two things that night that I wasn't. I did a few things that night I wasn't supposed to do. I was just all over the place. First of all, I'm nervous. So we backstage. Brandy was a little girl. Brandy ran around with a little autograph book, getting everybody to sign it. So I told her, I said, I signed the autograph book, you signed me a blank check. You know what I'm saying? She was, she had the most money out of all of Levert. That's when he was with his brother and his cousin. C.C. Penniston was there, Monique. It was a bunch of people. And Earthquake. Wow. First time I met Earthquake. Okay. And he probably don't remember this. If he see this, it was me, Earthquake. Anyway, Earthquake had a club in Atlanta, Uptown Comedy Club, that he was hosting. Mm-hmm. And David Raybon and I had flew out there to New York together to tape Showtime at the Apollo. David was with me. And he's like, man, that's Earthquake, man. He got one of the hottest spots in Atlanta, man. You need to go over there and see what you do about getting in the club. So I go over to Earthquake, and I say, excuse me, man, my name Rodney BIGHAM out of Houston. I don't know how to get booked. I ain't been doing comedy no time. I ain't had no road gig. I said, I'm trying to see what I need to do to get booked down in your club. And he said, I gotta see what you got, man. We don't just allow. Can I curse?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he said, we don't just allow no bullshit down in Atlanta. So I said, wow. Tucked my tail, turned around, went back to my little area where I was with my stuff, man. So Earthquake goes out there in this, this red, white, and blue leather warm-ups. And they booed him off the stage. He came back. He said, man, I don't know what happened. I said, don't allow you no bullshit up here in New York. I've been doing comedy 3 months. Right there. Oh, man, I've been doing comedy 3 months. That's just me, though. You know what I'm saying? But you hit me first. So I hit him back.
So I heard you mention Rushion McDonald's name. So for some of you at home that may not know who Rushion McDonald is, I know he's a native of Houston. Also, He's one of the prolific writers and producers in Hollywood, and he works a lot with Steve Harvey.
Well, he worked a lot with Steve Harvey. I don't think they work together anymore.
Okay.
Now, I could be wrong, but I'm more than sure I'm right on that. They don't work together no more. Right. Rushion was a native Houston. He went to Forest Brook High School. He and David started the hip hop comedy stuff, but Rushion groomed us. He groomed a lot of the comics back then. You know, he would little stuff. It would be little stuff. You know what I'm saying? I remember one night, man, I had a killer set, and he was hosting. And when I came off the stage, he bumped me and said, "Don't go nowhere." And I'm like, okay. So I go to the green room, and here he comes. He making a beeline for me, and he said, "Hey, man, don't ever say come on stage again." I said, "What?" He said, "No, it was rape." He said, "Don't ever say rape on stage again." I said, man, they were laughing. He said, "Yeah, I know they were laughing." He said, "But you don't know how many women out there being raped, and you making them relive it, and you making fun of it." He said, "Don't ever do that again, and don't say come either." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because it's just nasty, just a nasty word." Okay. So I hit him with, I said, "Man, you telling me don't say certain words, don't say this, don't say that, but I'm hearing so-and-so say that." He said, "This is how they say it. It's how you say the words." He said, like the word fucking. You can say, little boy was fucking around. You say, I was butt fucking this bitch last night. See how it sounds different? I said, You know what I'm saying? So I had to start being more conscious of how I say things, but I had to teach her. Mm-hmm. A lot of these kids don't have it. They just, man, I hear so many comments and I be sitting there counting. I shouldn't said the B word 18 times for no reason. He done said the F word 25 times and don't have no substance to it. But they haven't had nobody to guide them in that. And when you try to tell them, some of them get upset. Like we were talking earlier about the idea of doing a comedy workshop that was brought to me, and I was like, no, I would love to, but I don't want to.
Would you do one-on-ones though?
If asked. Like case in point, is it Bunky?
Bunkay.
Bunkay.
Yeah, Bunkay.
Bunkay. I met her for the first time a couple of weeks ago, or last weekend, or whatever it was, and she asked me to come see her perform. And she did my radio show, and I was really impressed with her wit. And she asked me to come see her perform, young comic. First thing she said was, "What advice do you have for me?" And I said, "I don't have none. Don't give no advice." Right? And so she asked me why, and I told her why. But then I came to watch her perform. She was so excited and so brand new. I just gave her a hug that evening and told her she was gonna be great, and I left. So she texted me the next day. Asked me, and I gave her some pointers off of what I saw her do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you have to realize that, and we were talking about this earlier, comics are arrogant, man. We're arrogant, and I'm like that old veteran on the team. The young rookies coming in, man, dude, I just won a Heisman Trophy. You care nothing about your 13 years in the NFL, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I'm new money. When they gave you that $800,000, that was a lot. I just got $8 million. You know what I'm saying? They ain't done nothing to prove themselves. That's like if New England draft a quarterback right now, Tom Brady, he don't care nothing about Tom Brady. I'm Willie Beeman. I'm steaming Willie Beeman. I don't care nothing about your 8 7 rings, your 10 appearances. It's history.
So what we gonna do right now?
The windshield is a lot bigger than the rearview mirror.
So what we gonna do right now? We're gonna go to a quick commercial break.
We got time for that?
Yeah.
Man.
But when we come back, we hold that thought.
Okay.
But we coming right back to it. Y'all now here with us on Boss Up Houston Network. Hang tight. We got more to come.
Red Table Talk, the Estefans. Time to take the table to a whole new place.
It's coming to Miami.
3 different women, 3 different generations. We're loud, we're proud. Let's go.
We're talking about relationships, love, sexuality.
Oh my gosh. We all know that you are fuerte. Yes, I'm a tough woman, but I'm very vulnerable.
Like muchas Latinas.
In order to move forward, you have to go to those places.
I like boys. I like girls. I like both.
Honesty will set you free.
We are putting all of that on the table.
Red Table Talk, the Estefans.
Be a part of the conversation. Only on Facebook Watch.
I'm Ann. And we are S2S5. Come on.
So we're gonna get back to this topic, rookies and vets, right?
Yeah.
So, in the comedy field, is there any level of hazing that goes on between the veterans and the rookies?
Hazing, you know what? Some people play the dozen and call it Jonesing or whatever. I don't do it. I don't do it because I'm sensitive. Mm-hmm. I'm sensitive as a nipple, bro. My feelings get hurt quick, and when I start, I go for the jugular, and it ain't funny no more. He's not even friendly because, I'm not looking for a joke. I'm looking to hurt your feelings. Right. So I try to avoid it. That's the reason I ended up with that situation in Austin a few years back. Because he was heckling, and I was trying to ignore him, and he kept on, and then I got vicious with it. You know what I'm saying? Then he wanted to fight, and one thing led to another, and he was asleep. So he was, yeah. So man, we ain't gonna talk about it. But we'll talk about it. We don't want to. I don't want to talk about it.
But I have many stories like that, but I had different endings to those stories. Like a lot of times, like I would tell you recently, like last week, after the show that I did with Leroy the Third, we were at Main Street Lounge, and it was an open mic afterward. I did a set, and during the set, it was a young lady, that heckled me. I invited her to the stage. I buttered her up, but then I hit her.
See, you live for that.
See,
you live for that, and I noticed that's when you feel like you're funniest, when you tan somebody up and you get to doing because you almost a rapper when you doing yours. You know what I'm saying? You got that 70 slick with it. I'm pippin', baby. We doing this like this here. We eating vegan and da 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 da. I ain't, man. I'm mean, dude.
But let me tell you what happens after. So afterward, I went and I approached the young lady. And I talked to her, and after that, she was so happy, she was so nice, everything. And the one that you caught online that I did, me and that guy, we ended up being great friends after. I would see him every week.
Some people feel like man, we was funny, man. I helped you out. Dude, you didn't help me. How'd you mess my show up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you, one time I did deal with a heckler, female. I was on stage and she kept hollering, and Lawrence was back when Martin was hot, right?
Yeah.
She kept on and kept on. And then I got her. I don't even remember what I said to her, but I remember her getting up, running out, crying. She ran out crying. So I went out to apologize to her, right? And I'm apologizing to her, and Michael Collier was there. You can't hear. Hey, man, what you doing? I said, man, I made the lady cry. Fuck her. Wait. I walk up to you. Bah! Punch you in the face. What do? You kick my ass. This bitch got in your business. You up there. Fuck her. She's like, whoa! She ran out crying again. I was like, oh man, you know how Michael Collier.
Yeah.
Fuck her. This dude here was something. But yeah, I don't like getting in with hecklers because people think it's all fun and games till somebody get hit in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Then now we got a whole nother situation. People get hit with mic stands. People get knocked the fuck out. Shit like that.
But I enjoy it. So the reason why I enjoy it, I feel like it's a level of crowd work, and then also too.
I mean, I work the crowd, but talking to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You find out what they do, then you can get into their world and tell stuff. Because sometimes it jog memory of some jokes, material that you have. Like I asked this one lady, I said, what do you do? She said, I'm a ballerina. I said, you got some jacked up feet. Everybody bust out laughing, and she could relate it. She was like, how you know? I said, I'm a bachelor, baby. I done dated everything. You know what I'm saying? All that's perfect, but your feet are jacked up. You got this fine dancer's body. You got some jacked up feet. Because they walking around on their toes, man. You know what I'm saying? But that, just talking to her brought that joke out because there was no way in the world I could incorporate that into my act, but it hit that night. So that's when you start talking to the audience and you find out where they come from, what walk of life. I'm a Uber driver. Uber driver. I got 1,000 Uber driver stories. You know what I'm saying? So just never know, man. But I don't like to talk about people because I don't want nobody talking about me. Because I get sensitive. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be ready to fight.
Right. And I had to change that a little bit about myself. Because, like, the way I grew up is like, I'm cool. You can play with me a little bit, but then when you start going a little bit too far, I start thinking like, for real, ain't no respect.
Right.
And if it ain't no respect, I'm gonna take it to that next level. So I had to change that a little bit and have to understand that comedy is supposed to be comedy. We supposed to have good times, joy, fun, whatever. But sometimes the audience may not understand that part, but I think we're the ones, the ambassadors of that.
Yeah, but like I say,
Yeah.
once I start, I ain't trying to be funny no more.
Right.
I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I really want you to go home and drink batter acid. Oh God!
So
and think about the errors of your ways.
So, I mean, as you look over the landscape, and like I said, I mean, you've been doing this a multitude of years. What do you feel that the game right now is missing? I know we coming out of the pandemic right now, but what is the game missing at this point?
The game is missing an equal playing field. I mean, you could be a mediocre white comic and make a great living, but you have to be a great black comic to make a mediocre living. You know what I'm saying? The playing field is just not level. We try to have our black comedy clubs, but then the white comedy clubs take away our power by taking away our successful black comics. Say, for instance, You got a white chain, a comedy club, mainstream chain, and they'll tell you, we're going to hire you to do all 10 of our clubs throughout the country. We're going to give you $10,000 at each venue. That's $100,000 a year you know you're going to make. But you can't work at none of these other venues in the cities that we're in. So now you're saying, man, I was working for those guys there before you knew me. They were the ones putting money in my pocket. I would like to help them. So now you're a stranglehold. So then we say, well, I want to come to support the Black Club, but I want to see Earthquake. Earthquake can come over here. He can only go over there. You know what I'm saying? But then you got some other young black comics who's just as fun as Earthquake, but their name is not as big as his, so they can't get booked in these clubs. Or where you can have our night where we're usually closed, you know, and you can come in here and sell your tickets, and we'll take 60% of your tickets and sell the food, this, that, and the third. Sharecropping, man. It's sharecropping all over again. You can take our desert land and we'll let you use it to produce something, and we're going to take some of it. We're not going to pay you to come in here and entertain our crowd like they do the white comics. And I don't care if where this come out at and who hear me say it, but they'll bring some of these no-name white comics into town and give them $10,000 and pad the room with comp tickets and make their money off of the bar and the food, and making these guys rich, and they don't even have any talent, man. I worked with one guy out there at the Comedy Showcase who was bragging about the fact that I don't really do comedy. I wrote some little stuff and put on the internet, and now I got a following, and and man, I've been doing this 20-something years, and you making more money than me, and and you sitting there bragging about it. But this is America, you know what I'm saying? And it's just not fair for the black man, even in this business, you know. If you don't play the game a certain way, I heard Aries Spears say this the other day in an interview, and I'm not an Aries fan, but I don't have nothing against him, but I'm not a fan of his. And he said that if you're not always grinning, you intimidate, you know. And I don't know if you noticed, a couple of months back, I was like, I'm grinning this year. You know, I'm smiling this year because my agent was like, you need to smile more, And that's not me, son. That picture they taking that in. I was doing this, you know, like
That's a grimace.
You know what I mean? But, you know, and I've had people come up to me after shows and be like, can I take a picture with you? I'm like, yeah. You know, you just seem so unapproachable. I don't know how to look friendly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what the game is missing, though. It's missing a level playing field. Certain black people can get in because they know how to play the ha-ha game, you know, or whatever. Hey, yeah, knock, who's that? Benny Butterfucker, or whatever. You know, just little corny bull crap, man. And then you got some real funny dudes just ain't gonna get in because you're not that. You know what I'm saying? And I get it because I'll be 56 this month. I'll be 56 on 25th, and I've seen more than you have. Mm-hmm. My father is 84. He's 84 on the 20th. He's seen more than me. His father was born in 1900. So I had the experience of being with a man who was born in 1900 and a man that was born in 1937. So it's gotten better, but now it's going back. Racism had been planted and had been buried. And then Barack Obama came along and did the unspeakable. How dare you go in the White House? How dare you go in our White House and sleep in there and live in there? We got to find somebody, and it was Donald Trump. You know, and Donald Trump told them, y'all can do what y'all want to do, punch him in the face, I'll pay the fine, throw him out. You know, we're going to take this back, we're going to take it back, you know what I'm saying? And now the country is back divided and messed up. And, you know, and a lot of people, you shouldn't speak ill of the dead. Ralphie may have cost me my career, a big move in my career, big moment. Vince Vaughn, I'm living in LA. Vince Vaughn came to, I want to say it was Mixed Nuts, what's the club name? And he's outside talking to a lot of the black comics. And I was standoffish because, you know, that's how I am. And some say, dude, go introduce yourself. Network. So I go over and I introduce myself to Vince Vaughn. And Vince Vaughn's like 6'6". He goes, I know who you are. So, yeah, he said, you've done all the black shows, it's time for you to do the Lenos. He said, you got a car? I go, yeah. He said, follow me. To this day, I can't tell you what Vince Vaughn was driving, but we went from Inglewood to Hollywood. And when we get up Sunset Boulevard, the Comedy Store was to my left. I'm thinking he's going to introduce me to the Shores because I've been doing the Black Nights, the Chocolate Sundays and all that. So I said, oh, he's going to introduce me to the Shores, the people that own the place. No, he went across the street to the right to this restaurant called Dublin's, where there were, I don't know how many white people in there, but I can tell you how many black people was in there. It was 4 of us. It was myself, Leslie, who was the one from Comedy, Leslie Jones, Earthquake, and Lonnie Love. All right? These white people, these white comics are in there saying the N-word freely. Now, Vince Vaughn has introduced me to people. Hey, man, this is Rodney, man. He's a very funny guy. He just did his second Leno. I mean, I'm like, just, who is this guy that he's introducing me to? He's been on Leno twice. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But Vince Vaughn knows me. I don't know he knows me, but he knows, I guess, from Comic View or whatever, he knows who I am. I don't know who this guy is, but he's been on Jay Leno's couch twice because of that skin. So they're in there, and they're using the N-word, and I'm tripping. I'm like, maybe it's me. Because at that point, I think I'm like 36 years old. I'm just a black man from the South. So when I first walked in, Leslie walked up to me. She said, man, what you doing with Vince Vaughn? I'm like, I don't know. He came and got me. You know, she said, introduce me. I said, hold on. Let me get in. I'm going to hold the door open. Just let me get in, right? So when I hear the N-word the first time, I check myself. I look at Earthquake. He sitting on some steps in the place. It's so crowded. He laid back laughing. Oh, Leslie grinned. You can see all her molars. And Lonnie Love is here, right? But I know Lonnie Love went to Prairie View. So me and Lonnie from Texas, maybe me and Lonnie got the problem. All right. First guy who said the N-word, joke wasn't even funny, little young kid. He said somebody tired of homeless people begging him for his money. That's my weed money, nigga. You know what I'm saying? No substance to that. Maybe I didn't hear nigga. He maybe didn't say nigga. Okay, I'm tripping. So the next one gets up. He says the N-word. Joke was funny. He was doing all kind of ethnical jokes, right? And he's like, I'm glad to see Chinese people in the audience. That mean y'all not out driving, you know. So when he got to the N-word, he goes, friend of mine want to know why we can't say the N-word. I said, fool, you can't say the N-word. He said, why not? Black people say it all the time. He said, yeah, but when they say it, it means something different. He said, what do you mean? If a black man says, well, my niggas, you know he's looking for his homies. But if you say it, they might think you checking your inventory. That was clever, right? I checked the room again. Earthquake is dying laughing. Leslie's grinning. Lonnie Love is here. But I'm balling up, but I got to control myself because Vince Vaughn is right here, taking me with him. So Ralphie May, who I've hired with my money, put money in his pocket, who I know other black comics have hired and put money in his pocket, goes on stage and tell a joke that I've heard him tell 1,000 times where he said, brothers. This time he said, ain't none of them niggas ever been to Africa. Everybody get their laugh. He was bold enough to say the N-word. He wobbled his fat ass toward me, and I went off. I said, that's how you feel, Ralphie? You get in front of your white friends, you say the N-word like it ain't no big, oh, what's up, Rodney? No, man, ain't no what's up. You know what I'm saying? I chewed his ass out. I said, dude, when we put money in your pocket, you show respect. You get in front of your white friends, you know, I'll go off. And I look, and Vince Vaughn was looking at me like this. So, I'm an angry black man again, right? So Vince Vaughn turns his back, and he goes back talking with his buddies, and he don't say nothing to me for about another 30, 40 minutes. So, at that point, I decided, you know what? I ain't gonna just leave. Tapped him on his shoulder. And if that's how you feel, fuck you too. Needless to say, he ain't do nothing for me. But yeah.
What we gonna do? Y'all hang on real quick, because we're gonna have more antidotes.
Yeah, we go. This show gonna be overtime.
Look, and we got some information for y'all too if y'all hang tight with us. You're now here with World Views with Ken Mills on Boss Up Houston Network.
And
Stay up. Boss up.
Look out, stay there.
And we're back. So OG Rodney, Uncle Rodney, as we call you.
Yeah, man.
So I understand that you have a new business venture as well that you're doing.
Yeah, man. I've gotten into forex trading, and how it happened was crazy how it happened. I drive Uber, and picked these two young guys up, and I was a little upset with them because they weren't going that far. And I was ready to cancel their trip. I was going to cancel their trip because I figured I'd make more money canceling than I would taking them. But they got in the car right before time to cut off. Well, one of them got in, and the other one made me wait even longer. So I'm chewing them out about wasting my time and being disrespectful. But then I started dropping some knowledge on them about some stuff I knew that they had heard them talking about. They were talking about truck driving, and I was telling them about that because I had experience with that. And then one of them was saying that his father was ex-military. And I was like, is he retired? He said, yeah. I said, well, how much disability benefits did he qualify for? He said, what you mean? So I started telling him how guys get money for the rest of their lives if they had some kind of injury or suffered some kind of ailment while they were in the military, for the rest if they get these disability percentage. You get up to 100% disability, you get 100% of what you were making when you were in the military plus your retirement. So I guess by me dropping the knowledge that I had on them, didn't know who they were, they decided they wanted to drop some knowledge on me, and it was like, can we show you what we do? I said, what is it? They said, forex trading. So they're like, they said, big bro, you just told us that black people don't stick together. We're trying to show you something. You won't even let me buy you lunch, man. I said, you know what? Okay, I can talk and I can walk it. So I go to sit down and eat with them, and I called my childhood friend, who I've been knowing for most of my life, and I know he's doing it. So I called him on the phone, got him on speaker. I was like, look, letting y'all know I got my homeboy on the phone. I said, man, I'm sitting here with these two guys, man, and they're telling me about this forex trading. And he said, who you sitting there with? The guy said, my name is Brandon Thompson, sir. He said, Brandon, you got a brother named Bryce? He goes, yes, sir. He said, right now that boy making $275,000 a month. I said, well, so Brandon kind of grinned a little bit, like, so he said, who else that? He said, Troy Mitchell, sir. He said, Frugal Mitch? He said, yeah. He said, yeah, right now that boy making 40 grand a month. He said, how you meet them? I said, I was about to kick them out my car. He said, nah, man, that was the devil about to kick them out your cup, man. You with some good people right there. He said, that's what you need to learn when you want to get in. You can get in with them. So I said, well, you know what? I'm sitting here with two young millionaires. You know what I'm saying? Because they're millionaires. And they ain't no drug dealers. They ain't no athletes or nothing. They're in their 20s. I think Brandon might be 30 or 31. But still, it's incredible. You know what I'm saying? And his little brother, Bryce, is younger than him and makes more money than him. So, I like, sometimes when God keep telling you something, you got to listen. So, how much does it get started? When they told me how much it was to get started, and I'm like, put more than that in them doggone wishing circles. Man, they ain't getting none of my money back. You know what I'm saying? So you have to invest in yourself, and this is a way to learn. And all it's doing, look, man, my uncle had a friend that would go to the airport when I was a kid and buy foreign currencies. And he would bring it back and wait and then take it back to the airport and exchange it back for American dollars. Mm-hmm. And the value of the dollar changes so much that if you buy it at 50 cents and then it's worth 75 cents a dollar and you take it back, you got more money. Then, you know what I'm saying? It's just letting them hold your money for a while. So this is all we're doing in foreign exchange, but we're just doing it online now. And your money's making money. I'm in the middle of a trade right now. Our money's making money while we're sitting here. Wow. It's easy.
So I got a question for you, because I know a lot of my audience at home, we get Facebook requests from everybody saying 4X this, 4X that.
Right.
So is this legitimate?
It's legitimate. Okay, and here's where a lot of people get thrown off, because there's an academy, which is a learning academy, is what you really pay for. When you first sign up, you pay the $235. I think I paid the first month to get in, and it gives you access to all these guys that's been making this money. They got videos on there. It's a training academy that you're a part of, and you pay for that. Now, once you sign up once you get 2 people to sign up under you, you're free, right? And as that I hate to use a pyramid, but as that grows, your thing grows, and people get more and more people, then you start getting paid a residual. This is where Brandon is getting his $275,000 a month each month. I mean, that's Brandon. Brandon gets that. Troy gets $40,000 a month, something like that. Anyway, and people go, well, that's a scam. That's not a scam. It's a part of a school, and they're giving you a chance to make money from getting people into the school. I'm still learning about different, like, I know what gold is now and what Bitcoin and all this different stuff. So I've been in a little over a month, and I'm learning, and just like anything, it's not going to happen overnight. I'm not going to sit. Now, there's one lady who started with $150 here in town, and she turned it into $1 million in less than 3 or 4 months. Mm-hmm. But she had the capital to do it with, and she was making the trade. And here's the deal. They're going to tell you what to buy. You know, these guys has been doing it. They tell you what they're buying right now, and tell you how to do it, and you just follow their leads until you learn how to do it on your own. Okay. You know, and have the classes where they're willing to sit down with you and teach you. And then you go, well, I went to one of these rallies, man, where they trying to teach you how to get people signed up. Yeah, a little hyper there, you know what I'm saying? Especially with the younger groups, they really over the top with it. But man, they are making legitimate livings. I'm talking to a lot of young people who have dropped out of college, who have quit their jobs, taking care of their families with this Forex trading. And because I asked Brandon, I said, man, if you're getting $275,000 a month just from the academy, what motivates you to still trade? He said, I just made $800 while we're sitting here eating lunch. He said, it's just a hustle in me. It's like fun. Now it's almost like I'm just playing video games. So if he lose $800, it don't really faze him. You know what I'm saying? So then he just go back in and he get it back. So because he's just playing with money, you know. And if young people like myself had known about this kind of stuff when I was a kid, I probably never would have gotten selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know. So we sit and we look at certain people and go, how are they living like this? And we work on the same job. They're living better than us because they know how to do certain things that they don't tell us. They teach us how to work, how to bust our backs and be the best employee. Nobody's gonna tell you. They'll give you a slice of the pie, but they're not gonna give you the fucking recipe. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't want slices of cake. I want the fucking recipe. Right. Let me teach me how to make my own. So these youngsters, man, they've enlightened me, and I don't go out of my way to recruit people because people bring negative energy to you. Oh man, it's a scam. It's not a scam. You know, so when you see me living well and then you go, oh man, well if you got in with me 2 years ago, we'd be here together. But it took you 2 years. It took me 2 years to make $1 million. You've been working 50-something years. You know what I'm saying? If it take me 2 years to get to that $1 million point, and I've been working all my life and ain't had 100,000, except for when I was in the streets, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, come on.
So one question I do have. So when you do reach that pinnacle, do you think that you'll use some of those proceeds in order to elevate your comedy career to the point that you're talking about?
My comedy career is gonna be what God wants it to be, no matter how much money I put in it. So with that being said, no, I would take this money. At my age, I'm 56. I'm not gambling no more with money. I'm looking for my retirement because I'm a little bit 100 and I'm gonna need a lot of money because I ain't. So I'm stacking now, bro. Because I'm gonna have a very small funeral. I'll tell you about that earlier. Yeah. All my friends gonna be dead. Bye. Because they all tell me they don't want to get old. When I tell them I want to be 100, they're like, oh man, I'm about 82, 83. That's enough for me. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, I always tell people, you know, everybody knows what I've been through in the last year where I just straight rebuilt myself. And they asking me how, they asking me why. And then when folks try to follow along, they say, well, somebody told me to do this. Somebody told me I could eat this or I could eat that. No, you got to follow a script. I done bought probably 20, 25 years more on life. And I'm pretty sure that if I pass, if Lord willing, I'll be in your same situation, so I can definitely relate.
Yeah, you gotta have some money, man. You're gonna be around here. So, you know, the Forex thing, that money is that money. The comedy money is gonna be the comedy money. And I mean, if it happens, I've had a good career. I mean, I haven't had a great career. There's some lesser comics that's had a better career than me, but they ain't me. You know what I'm saying? There's guys going around opening for people. You know, they're making money opening, but they'll never be that guy. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I get it. You don't want to climb in the ring with the best, then you know you don't compete. You know, that's why you see some comics that travel around with the same opening act for years, and you really going, well, he was still the funniest one, but was he funny? Was he funny? You know, then you got and I get criticized when I say this name a lot. Like Dave Chappelle, for instance. Dave Chappelle is a brilliant individual. Dave Chappelle has said some brilliant things. He has been funny in some of his skits. I don't think he's funny as a comic. I admire him. You know, and I'm happy he's having the success he's having, so I don't want nobody to think I'm jealous and hating on Dave Chappelle. He does not make me laugh. And I watch his routine, just like the new movie Coming to America. I've watched it 3 or 4 times. Yeah, I don't know why I watched it so many times. It's not funny to me. But I watched it because I don't know. I know most of the people in the movie. I'm glad that it's doing well, and I hope I'm helping it do well. But it's not funny.
So I want to take a quick minute. I want to shout out one of our good friends, Kedrick Barrett. He was part of the production of Coming to America. So shout out, brother.
What's up, bro?
And I
could have done a better job.
How? Because I'm like, look, they got these tigers, elephants.
The tigers and elephants were digital. That was all digital. You saw that. There wasn't no real animals in that movie.
All right. So look, we're gonna come right back because I want to talk about that.
All right.
Now here with World Views with Ken Mills on Boss Up Houston Network. Hold tight with us.
Wanna be a boss? You're watching Boss Up Houston Network. It's Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
ride with me, okay? All right. Hey, how you doing today? Good to see you. Good to see you.
They told me I have to come to you, man. Say, will it be possible, sir, if you can lawyer me up?
Based off of everything that I heard today, I definitely think we can lawyer you up today. Yes, sir. Tune into the Lawyer Up with Steve podcast on the Boss Up Houston Network. Come get your questions answered. We'll see you then. And remember, Lawyer Up.
All right, and we're back. So we talking about coming to America. You talking about it could have been better. See, in my opinion, I'm just gonna say this. In my opinion, the son, the prince, should have been like a DC Young Fly or a young up and coming comedian. It should have been somebody that had them chops where they could have carried it a little bit more. What you think?
DC Young Fly has not found DC Young Fly yet. DC Young Fly is Chris Tucker Jr. If Chris Tucker had a kid, man, that's him, man. Nothing from him, nothing to go again from him. I mean, I like the kid in the movie. I like the prince. Leslie was funny. It was some of the unbelievable points. The old guys in the barbershop, they were 1,000 years old in the first one. Now 30 years later, they still alive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was good. It was good. I'll probably watch it again when I get home tonight. I like the movie, but it's not funny.
Right.
It's a good movie, but it's not funny. You know what I mean? But it was a good movie. I liked it. And like I said, I've watched it 3 or 4 times, and I'm probably going to watch it again. But it's not funny.
But I'll tell you about one of the most unpopular things to me that's funny right now was that Meghan and Harry interview.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, man.
I didn't watch it. I refused to watch it. When they told me Tyler Perry gave them access to his home, I'm like, you know what? You gave access to people that don't need your help.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All the homeless people in America, and you put 2 of the richest and most famous people in America in your home, like you got to come to the house Negro. Them people don't need you. You know what I'm saying? They probably don't even like you. Be honest. But, they getting way more attention than they need. She knew who she was marrying when she married them people. You know what I'm saying? He knew what he was doing when he brought her in the house. If your mama don't like dogs and you bring a dog in the house, you know what she finna say. If your daddy don't like cats, you bring a cat in the house, you know what they finna say. He knew what he was doing when he brought that girl home. So, I mean, he not gonna ever be the prince or the king anyway. So why did he walk away? He got enough money, he can walk away from them people, man. And I mean, if they hate him that much, then so be it.
And see, if you go back in time, it was a similar situation, how history repeats itself. It was somebody in the royal court, Orana, like in the great-great-great-great-granddaddy. This is like 1600s. She was a mixed breed.
Man, I don't care nothing about these people. Why I'm gonna go way back? Them people ain't got nothing to do with us. They're over there across the pond. They ain't got nothing to do with us over here. We got white cops killing black people every day. George Floyd's killer is on trial and gonna probably walk this week. I got other things to worry. I don't care nothing about them people, man. Right. And every time they do an interview, they getting paid for it. This is free.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But now, she said she didn't get paid for it.
She a lie.
She said they ain't get paid for it. She said she didn't know what the topics were going to be, and she was going to let Oprah freestyle. That's what she said.
Okay, why? Why? If you want privacy, why are you doing the interview?
To get her story heard.
Why? It's almost like the person that's in the emergency room dying and they, pray for me. And they're trying to catch the perfect tear. I'm in the hospital. And they'll never tell you what's wrong with them. I need you to send me. Bitch, go sit your sick ass down somewhere. I ain't got time for it, bruh.
But you know that's
She
that's
knew
what
when she married that carrot top white boy that his family didn't like her.
But look, you know that's what
She a mutt. She ain't even a real nigga.
But that's what I call Negro sympathy, and you called it out. That's a social behavior. When you go on Facebook and you start talking about pray for me. I'm here. I'm in the hospital now. I understand that people go through things, and we got friends and everything like that. But if you're gonna do something like that, why not call your people first? Why your mama gotta find out on Facebook there's something wrong with you?
Here's the one that gets me.
Mm-hmm.
Dear God, you're such an awesome God. Are you praying to God on Facebook? Are you really praying? God ain't got no page. Why you had to grab your phone and start praying? Man, when that truck was flipping over with me, I ain't, Lord, do your thing. Right. I ain't got the time to call nobody. Man, come on, man, get out of here with this foolishness, bro. She knew what she was doing. The whole thing has been a publicity stunt from the beginning. And here's the deal. Everything you protest, you promote. Mm-hmm. Right? If I sit and go on my page and say, I hate Ken Mills, I can't stand Ken Mills, Ken Mills ain't shit, somebody's going to go see who the hell is Ken Mills. See what I'm saying? Now I just made you more famous. Everything you protest, you promote. So all this she's saying, they doing is saying, so they write the movie about it. Tyler Perry's going to direct it. He's going to play the queen.
With a bad wig. With a bad wig. You know the wigs. They got them Jerry curls.
Tyler and my dear gonna play the queen. I know y'all ain't come on and brought this little black girl up in this palace. You done brought this black girl up in this palace. She can't use my call.
Get out of here, man. But guess who gonna be the kinfolk? Cora. You know Brown and Cora gotta be in it, man.
Mr. Brown gonna be somewhere.
Look, he might be the purple uncle. You seen the purple uncle in the Royal Court? The purple uncle.
I don't watch them people.
That boy got rheumatism. That boy
I don't know
bad.
nothing about them people, man.
But
and some of the jokes that be on Facebook be over my head because I don't know nothing about them folks. I don't care, bro. I don't care. They don't have nothing to do with the United States.
But I'll tell you something that got to do with the United States. As of yesterday, we're 100% wide open, no mask, free.
I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody, roll up on me without no mask, you're gonna wish you had one on, because I'm gonna fart. I'm gonna fart. I hope I catch you with your mouth open. I hope it's one of them silent, deadly ones where you don't see. If you hear the booty clap, you go, oh, well. I wanted to catch you, ooh. And then you go, yeah, cover up. That's what you need to cover.
FDA's Meg salad.
Man, whatever I ate, bag. Give me 6 feet. No, give me my 6 feet.
I tell him, give me 50.
Give me 6 feet before you smell what I eat. Bag. Oh, man.
But, I mean, it just seems like Abbott is more concerned with immigration than he is with the ending of the pandemic.
Here's the crazy stuff. Donald, dumbass, was all about taking the mask off and acting like the virus wasn't that bad. They want to kill people. This is a purge, bro. Mm-hmm. This is a purge to get old people. They want to kill old people to get their land that they own around close to these downtowns and these different cities for this regentrification. If you kill them off, then you don't have to pay Social Security. Dan Patrick said last March that old people should be willing to die for the sake of their grandkids. So if this disease is so lethal, and it's a bad disease because people are dying from it. But if it's so easy to catch, because you got people handing you put your debit card in the bucket, and they got gloves on, and they got it and a little handing your card back. Nobody wants to touch change. If it's so easy to catch, and why is it we got old people in old folks' homes that we protecting from their loved ones? You can't go visit your grandmother and them. They over here, they can't come out, but they're dying. They're catching it and dying, and they got them in a bubble, and they're dying. But we're not finding homeless people dead on the street every day. They don't have no masks. They don't have no hand sanitizer. I mentioned this to one lady, she gonna tell me, and this is a woman that works in the medical field, well, since they're exposed to so much, their immune systems are probably stronger. So you telling me that shelter and vitamins is making us weak, and eating out of trash cans is making us stronger? So that's what you telling me? No.
See,
miss me with it.
I'm gonna tell you what it is too, and I definitely agree with that. Because depopulation, you can look at China. They say it came from China. You see how China controls their population through the number of children they can have. And
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And different regulations, right? So you also have to look at it like this. You do have chemtrails. You do
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember the Blue Angels flew over Houston 5 days in a row last year. Everybody outside looking up. Got your nose, nostrils all. I ran in the house. The what? Man, are y'all crazy? Prince tried to tell y'all about the chemtrails. Gone. Dick Gregory tried to tell you about the chemtrails. He gone. Man, it's no secret. I tell everybody. I feel like they killed Prince, they killed Michael Jackson, and they killed George Michael because they stood up to the music industry. And what's your boy Willie Lynch said? If you see an uprising on your plantation, you get the biggest and strongest one. Bring them in front of everybody. Tar and feather them, tie them to 2 horses and pull them apart. And the rest of them fall in line. Who was at the top? Prince, Michael Jackson, George Michael at the top. Killed them. Patti LaBelle baking them pies, ain't she?
Walmart.
Yeah. So everybody falls in line. Because Prince showed them that you can make more by doing less. Let the baker make the bread. That was his thing. I'm the baker. I'm making a let. Why am I not making the money? Let the baker make the bread. So when he started showing them, I'm making more money selling less product because Prince wasn't being played on the radio no more. Because the music industry took it over. If you play him, you can't play no more of the stuff that we own. Which you own everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Prince had gotten to this thing where trying to teach people how to get their masters, control your own destiny, But he had to go. He had to go. So when they started talking about controlling the population, and they say, well, war is good for the economy. What does war do?
Kill.
War kills people. War kills off young people that may make more people, right? So if I take this 19-year-old soldier and I killed him and the 3 babies that he might have made. So if I kill 3,000 of them and 3 babies that they all might have made, that's 3,000 plus another 9,000, and that's not going to need jobs in 18 years. You see what I'm saying?
And the Social Security, that goes back to the bank. Like you say, when you talk about trading, that's being traded on any NYSE.
And I can even break it down to go back to our Saturday morning cartoon little things when we got 3 hungry men, they got $5 each. It went downtown and they couldn't find much to eat for $5. We got 5 hungry men, and the way to sense it out. So the less people, the money can spread out a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like you and I sitting here right now, we got $5 between us, can't get much to eat. But if you kill me, you can go to KFC and get that $5 box. And now because the economy got better when you. So this is and that's why I didn't go get tested. I mean, I'm gonna take the shot. I'm gonna take the shot because I feel like we need to come out of these masks, and I do have some people that kind of look up to me, I believe, so I could set an example. But I would not let them stick that Q-tip in my nose and give me the virus.
I did that.
I'm not gonna
look.
let you do it.
I had to do it for the surgery, and when they did it, I thought it was my first bump of cocaine again.
He said it again.
But so look, just like a perfect comedian would do, we go stop on a high note. We'll stop on a high note. So I definitely want to give love and thanks to Uncle Rodney for coming
Man, I
up
appreciate
here.
you having me again, man. I mean, we got to do this man, you know what? Just whenever you want me back. But I'm going to have to go back and look at what we talked about so I don't talk about the same stuff twice.
But that's okay. Look, it could be a rehash, but you do it in a different way. Just like the perfect comedian.
Then that's not true. See, a lie going to come out a different way. The truth going to come out the same way each time.
But you know.
Yeah.
When you got a good joke, all you do, you might switch up a tag.
Hey, Bernie used to say, see, it's called putting 20 on 10. Yeah. You see, you take a 10-minute story, you add 20 minutes worth of lies to it, you got a 30-minute set. That's what we do. We put 20 on 10.
But yeah, so, OG, if they want to...
Does that make you nervous?
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, you act like you got stuck in the tongue, man.
No.
What's going on? You seen Nessa? Nessa all on the internet with her ass all out. Oh, Lord, Nessa got the thigh. I saw the Nessa. Nessa.
So the folk want to find you for the Forex trading, how they can do it?
I mean, you can go to my Facebook page or either my Instagram and just inbox me You know, that's Rodney Bigham, BIGHAM on everything. There's no N in my name. My son is Rodney Bigham II, but you'll know the difference because he got his shirt off and you got all this shit, the 6-pack. I ain't got that no more. I got a 6-shooter. Anyway. That's the equalizer. But anyway, yeah, man, just inbox me if you're interested, and I'll get you in the right direction and teach you how to let your money make money while you sleep. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So for the comedy, I know you got a few shows coming up.
Right.
I'm gonna call them out.
Saturday I will be out in Pasadena. This Saturday, I mean, I'm pretty sure this won't be out by then.
Yeah, it will.
Okay.
It's on.
I mean, and I can't think of the name of the club,
Fusion.
but it's on the Club Fusion.
Yeah.
See, he knows better than I do. And I think that show starts at 8:00. And so if you want to come out, you come to that Saturday on the 13th. Tomorrow night, I'm at Crush Bistro out on Highway 99 in Cypress. It's Crush Bistro. They doing comedy over there on Fridays. I'm hosting over there tomorrow night. And then next week on the 19th and 20th, I'm at Phil and Derek's. And what do you call it, the room in the back?
Speakeasy.
The Speakeasy Comedy Lounge. Hosted by Al Freeman. Hopefully he'll be up and around and able to host because some punks attacked my friend last night and I'm very upset about that. I thank God I wasn't there. I wish I could have been there, but I'm glad I wasn't there because if I had been there, I wouldn't be here. And I don't want to go into details on that about what I mean, but if you know me, you know what I mean. Punks, man. 3 punks to beat up Al Freeman. To beat up 3 people to beat up Al Freeman. I hope you feel like a man. Wherever you are, because it took 3 of y'all to beat up Al Freeman, who don't want to fight.
He just gonna make you laugh, and he probably gonna talk about you real tough.
He might spit on you when he talk, but that's it. You just spit, Al. You know, it's little Al love. It's a little love for Al. He'll wipe it off if he see it. If he see the spit in your face, he'll wipe it off.
But look, so. Like we
said, fuck my man up, though.
Like we said before, love, blessings, and we hope you keeping your spirits up, Al, because I share the same idea. If I was there last night, who knows what may have happened.
Yeah.
Keep your spirits up. We love you. Now, once again, thank you, OG, and I'm going to end it like this here. So today, we talked again with OG Rodney. We had him on the first season. First season was abbreviated. We touched on something, but tonight we gave you the whole breakdown, the whole synopsis of what's going on with Rodney. He gave you some ideas, he gave some thoughts, but one thing that I was able to understand from this man here, like he said, he got many decades in comedy. I'll come to him and get some advice. So that's what I would suggest to any young comic. Find you someone who's trusted, who's well-versed, to build yourself and understand what you have to do to be premier in this game. Also, arrogance. This man lived a long time. He made some mistakes, but he bounced back from the mistakes and he's still here today.
I mean, you know, arrogance. I mean, like I told Bunky the other day, I said, be meek. But don't ever humble yourself to where you'll bow your head and treat yourself like you're less than you are because you want to fit in. A lot of people don't want me around, but when I come around, they say, Mama, there go that man. You know what I mean? The respect that I get when I come in the room, I know it. I feel it. It is there. But I know at the same time, it's like the young lion, man. You want to take over the pride. He looking and he's saying that's the king. You know what I'm saying? That's the king right there. You know, I don't even know how to approach him, but I just wish he would just go away. It's like Tom Brady. I wish he'd just go away, but he keep coming back. You know, I wish Tom, this is a personal message to you. Go sit your old ass down somewhere, Tom. For you one lick away from a wheelchair, nigga. You ain't got nothing else to prove. I called you a nigga. Yes, go sit your ass down, Tom, for one of them boys that ain't been fucked for. That wasn't even playing football. When you been playing football before they was even fucked for. They gonna knock your ass loose, Tom. You sit your ass down. That trophy you threw in that boat, that's the last one. Let it go. Let it go, Tom. You 43. Well, we can't say all that?
Yeah, but now it's time. So
we ride time?
Look, yeah. So
this is gonna put on a blooper reel.
Say, so everybody, we'll be back next week. Next week, our show.
Fuck you, Tom.
Sir.
Tom took my money, man.
Look, next week will be the Influence Show. Y'all tune in to us then. Love y'all. Word Views with Ken Mills on Boss Up Houston Network.
Can I be on the Influence Show?
You gonna be back. You gonna be back.
I could be on the Bad Influence Show.
Nah.
I'm gonna be good. I promise you, I ain't gonna do nothing.